20 pixel margin we are given. This 20 pixel margin, if you want to increase or decrease, you have to change all the places. All the 7 places you have to write margin 10 pixel, 15 pixel, 10 pixel, like everywhere. So if you want to modify the code, difficulties will happen. Number one. Number two, when you are writing the code like display inline 6, 7 times, your code become duplicate. If code become duplicate, then your file will become heavy. Same code if you write again and again, your file will become heavy. If the file will become little heavy, then if you want to run this file, if the file is heavy, it will take long time to execute. Like suppose one file, you have 1 MB, one file you have 20 MB. When you download the file from server, 1 MB will be take less time, 20 MB will take more time. Here your file will become heavy. If the file will become heavy, then it will take long time to execute. Okay, page will become slow. User cannot wait 1 hour in front of your monitor. Right? So related to that, few points we have, that is the problem of inline CSS. We will make a note and then we'll enter under the internal CSS. So come to your developer guide. No, in this calculator we can do the program also. Different type of calculator. Statistics. Cool. Okay, so go to the developer guide. That we have one file. Open the developer guide page. In developer guide page, we have written here inline CSS, type of CSS. Here only we can make a note. Why not to use? Inline CSS. Why not to use inline CSS? Clear? Right here. Number one, inline CSS is one-to-one. Inline CSS is 1-to-1. What is that 1-to-1? Write CSS code one time and use max one time. Write the CSS code one time and use max only one time. That is called a one-to-one. Write the CSS code one time and use maximum one time. Coming down. Then you will ask, where is the one-to-one? Look at here. In display.html file, display inline you have written one time here. And are you able to use the display inline again? No, you have to write again, then only you can use. So suppose 7li we have. So instead of writing the display inline one time, you have written total 7 times. So that is called write once and use only one time. If you want to use again you have to write. If you want to use again, you have to write it. Okay, so that is called one-to-one. Okay, now what problem is going to come because of one-to-one right here? If one-to-one, then if one-to-one, then code will be duplicate. If it is one-to-one, then definitely your code will become duplicate. Okay, same code repeat again and again. Same code will repeat again and again. So what will happen? Code will become duplicate. Next after that, point number 3. If code is duplicate, then if code is duplicate, then file weight will increase. If code is duplicate, then file weight will increase. Okay, if the code is duplicate, then file weight will be increased. Now, if the file is heavy, then what will happen? You can write below. If file is heavy, the file is heavy, then page loading time may be more. Page loading time may be more. Like it, instead of loading in 1 second, it may take 10 seconds also. The page is loading slow. Next, we will write if the page is loading slow, what problem will come? If the page will load slow, will you wait in front of the page or you will close it? If the page is slow, user may close the website. User may close the website. If the page loading time is slow, then definitely user will close the website. User will not wait on the monitor. User will close it and user will see it later. Okay, come down. Next point you are going to write, due to duplicate code, what will happen? Due to duplicate code, changes / modification changes modification may be complex. Okay. Okay, ready? Let's go ahead. Then what we should do? Shall we follow the inline CSS or we should move to the internal? Inline is also many problem is there, but what is the benefit? Benefit is that we have understood the property, height, how it work, width, how it work, background meaning is what. Okay, many properties are there. We are going to implement one by one. But duplicate code is there. Duplicate code you cannot manage. You have to make some other modification. You have to find some other solution where we can do it in the less effort plus less time. Okay, go there and create the next part. Here under the internal CSS you can write it is one to many. It is one to many. That meaning write CSS code one time and use many times. It is one to many. Write CSS code one time and use it many times. Come next. You are going to write here a example. Through that we will prove yes, it's really one to many. Write the CSS code one time and use in HTML many times. So we can create today files under internal folder. Today files will go under the internal folder. Okay. Create first example. Example1.html under the internal CSS. Example1.html. Okay, start from HTML and follow the head section now. Then you write the body section. Under the head section, you will open the style and close the style. Okay, clear? Let's go. This is called comment line in CSS. This is called comment line. So first write a comment. The syntax of CSS. How to write the CSS? Syntax of CSS. Slash star slash star slash. It's called syntax. You will write there call property, not property. First is called is selector. Selector open close. Selector and flower bracket open close. Selector after that flower bracket open close. Okay. Selector, flower bracket open close. Now inside that you write for property colon value. You can write next property colon value. Write the next property colon value. Written property value. Come down below. Right here. Example at this place. Outside of the body tag, you will write as example slash star star slash. Okay. You will write here a selector called body, and for body write the background is sky blue. Sky blue. Check once. Background is coming sky blue. So the background is sky blue. We are getting background is sky blue. Okay. Good. After that, see, body is taking the place at the selector. Selector is nothing but at the place of selector you are given the body, and then property we have, value we have, so at the place of property you are given the background. The value you have, there you are given the sky blue. So HTML body tag become a selector, and then background become property, and the sky blue become a value. Okay, sky blue become a value. Next, after that, come under the HTML. Right here a div tag div tag and keep as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now come down, write the CSS for div. Div. Yeah, write the CSS for div. Div. So for div now, background red color or maybe orange color. So you have not specified which div. You have written just div. So what will happen in current page? How many division you have? All the division will have background as a orange. Then you write here width. Width is somewhere 200 pixel. Height also 200 pixel. Okay. Width 200 pixel. Height 300 pixel. And margin also keep something 20 pixel and float left. Check now. Applying for all the division. Same thing will get applied for all the division. So we wrote only one place and it is working for all the places. We wrote one place and it is working all the places. So it is one to one or one to many. One place CSS and HTML many places. You wrote the HTML one place and it is working all the places. Right? Go ahead next. Now to make one to many, we have some certain rule regulation. When you are writing the CSS one to many, some certain rule regulation is there. See here. You have written the division and for that you wrote something. Now in current page, suppose 10 division will be there, all division will look same. We wanted division should look different, but according to this code, all division will look same. It will work, but it will not work according to our need. It's not like it's not working, it's working. It's not going to work according to our need. So what will happen? We have to follow some other rule. One to many, it is true only. There is nothing wrong, it's working Yes, no, working for all or not working? We have written the CSS one place and HTML is many places. It should work. Next, we need to come to the developer guide and we need to write here. CSS has given the 5 methods to write one-to-many. Okay, right here. CSS has given 5 methods to write one-to-many. One-to-many. CSS has given total 5 methods to write one-to-many. What are those? Number 1, CSS by tag name. B, CSS by ID. C, CSS by class. D, CSS by parent child or maybe tag group. Last you can write CDE, CSS by parent and child tag. Write this 5 method. Your W3 schools.com website is there. That also their CSS are written based on this method only. Okay, bootstrap is written on this 4 method except ID. Bootstrap is not written based on ID. Bootstrap is written based on E, C, D, and E, not based on ID. Okay, bootstrap is the library of CSS that is written based on first method, second, not second, third, fourth, and fifth. Okay, so let us see now how, where, and what. Okay, let's go next. The first file will be CSS by tagname.html under the internal CSS. CSS by tagname.html under internal CSS. Okay, so how to write this method? Start from HTML and the HTML, right here head section again, and follow the style inside. Close the style. After that, open the body and close the body. Sorry, We'll come inside. Next, we can go here and follow a maybe paragraph. Can I start with paragraph? From paragraph 1, paragraph 2, 3, 4. Let's write 4 paragraphs. Clear? So we wrote how many paragraphs? 4 paragraphs. Right? Out of that 4 paragraph, we wanted to apply the common CSS for all. So open the P tag, close the P tag. Inside the P tag, write the width of the paragraph 23%, not 21%. Okay. After that, margin between 2 paragraphs 1%. This is outside gap. Then the padding of paragraph 1%. Prasant. Anyone login from here? Prasant. No. Prasant, which name you are given in Info Campus?
Hello, sir. I am Rupa.
Rupa.
Yeah. I'm from Germany.
Okay.
That is my husband's ID.
Okay. Okay. That's
Okay.
what I'm checking. Who is that Prasant? Who is that Prasant? Prasant name is not in the list. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So hope you have written width how much?
Yes.
21%. Margin how much? 1%. Padding how much? 1%. So the margin, when you write 1%, it will take 1% in the left, 1% in the right. Even top bottom also, the top bottom no need to calculate. There is huge height, it will manage. After that, when you say the padding also will take 1 space in the left, 1% in the right. So 2% you got the margin gap and 2% you got the padding gap. Total becomes a 4%. 4% width and 4% margin padding and 21% width become 25%. 25, 25, 25, 25, 4 paragraph we have, so it will cover equal 100%. Come down now. Here you can write some kind of background, orange color green color, and text align center. Okay, width, margin, padding, background, color, and then text align. Save the file and see it will come in same line or next line. Because float left we have not written. Float left if you not write, then it is a block level element. It will not come in the same line. It will go to the next line. See, it's gone to the next line. So let's keep here for float left. Now it will fit properly one after other in the same line. I hope it's fitting now in the same line. Okay. We can add some height also, because without height it look like very small height. Add some height also. 150 nearly. 150 pixel. Clear? Height got increased, look better. If you want to keep reduce height, you can reduce, no problem. 100 also you can give, it will look better. Something like this. Okay, go next. So we wrote something per paragraph, it is happening. No problem in that. Now you write H1.
Sir,
Tell me, sir.
so why are we giving height in pixels, sir? We have given width in percentage.
Height you can give in percentage also. Try in percentage, it will come. We will discuss. We have 3 types of height. We have not learned still. We have only seen height, right? Or you remember, we have seen only height. We have 3 type of height. We are going to learn. After learning, your question will convert into answer automatically. We should write height or mean height, pixel or percentage. We have understood only height, so we'll see. We'll write only height.
Okay, sir. Okay.
More days you will come to know whether we should write height, minimum height, height in pixel or height in percentage. Clear? Contactors, services. 4 blocks are there. One more keep here. something called register. So how many H1 we wrote? 5 H1. Nature of H1 will it go to the next line. Now with the help of CSS, we are going to change the nature of H1. So you wrote the CSS for paragraph tag. It is applying for only paragraph. It is not applying for H1. We have targeted the selector. The selector name is called P. It's a happen for P. It's not happen for H1. So we have to write separate for H1 now. H1. H1. Margin of the H1 1% only. Then width of the division will be 20. How many we have? H1 5 we have. 20% should come, but 20 will not happen. We have to give as a 18%. If you want, all should come in one line. 2% margin will happen. 1% left, 1% right. 20 into 500. 20% will come for each H1. In that 2% you have to minus the margin 18%. Okay, and then float as a left. Oh, same line. All come in the same line. Correct. Let's write one division also and see if for division also is happening or not. Div margin 2%, background sky blue, and width margin background width 46%, and height 50 px, and float as a left. float left. So go there, check now. You have to write the div here. How many div? Keep 2 division, not 5 division, 2 division. See here, what is the height we are given? Sorry, not height. Width is 46%. And margin how much? 2%. So become again 46 plus 4, 50. So we will keep here 2 division. 1 division ABCD, 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 ABCD. Second division also ABCD you can write. And check once. Check now, both divisions are coming side by side with the equal width, half and half. You can increase little height. 50 we are given, 70, 80 you can give. But keep less text, don't give bulk text. If you give bulk text, it will go outside. Text should be limited. So hope clear. CSS by tag name we understood. Whichever the tag we want to write, we can use the tag, and for that write the CSS. But the tag will be look similar. Like paragraph use here look similar. H1 use that is also looking similar. Division you have used that is also looking similar. Okay. We can use HTML. Yes, yes. All the HTML tags are called selector. All the HTML tags are called selector in CSS. Okay, all the HTML tags are called selector in CSS.
So the P tag we have aligned it is center, but it is horizontally. If suppose we want to do it vertically, then is there any other property we have to use?
Which tag?
The P tag, sir.
P tag we
The
have
text inside it.
used align center.
Yes, yes. But it is horizontally. Suppose we want it vertically also. We want it in the center of the block.
We have
Okay.
padding need to apply.
Okay, sir.
Padding top if we give, it will come in the center. What is the total height of the P? Height 100 we are given. Right in that padding top 40 pixel. Not margin, padding. In paragraph P tag apply a padding top 40 pixel. Check once, it's coming in the center. Total height itself is 100. In that, if you give margin top 50, then content will come where? After 50? That will not come in center. If you give padding top 40 pixel, then the 10 pixel one line is required to print the line. Then your text will be in center.
Yes, sir, it's working.
What we wrote? Padding top or margin top?
Padding top, 40 pixels.
40 pixel, why I told? Because total height of the paragraph is 100 pixel. To run this line, need some space. Assume like 15 pixel, 13 pixel. Suppose from top, if you give padding top 50, then this line will print where? After 50 pixel. If you write padding top 50, then this line, the text is coming online. It will print where? After 50 pixel. That will not be in the middle. That will be after middle. If you write padding top 35 or 36, 37 or 40, then it may come in the middle. Okay. Let's go next. So this example is of CSS by tag name. So what we will do from the example one file, the h1 tag and div tag you have written, copy this both the line. The CSS we have written for h1 and div, copy both. Copy both. After copying both, come to your developer guide, and here under the CSS by tag name, right here call example, and in that paste this code here. So it will be helpful for you. Once you read this file in the future, you will understand, oh, CSS by tag name, we can write like this. Okay, save this. Okay, clear? Let's go next. CSS by ID. CSS by ID. We will create an example CSS by ID.html. CSS by ID.html. File we are creating CSS by ID. Okay. CSS by ID.html. Start from HTML. Follow the tag. Open the style and close the style. After that, we'll go inside the HTML part. Under the HTML part, we will follow the division div. One division, give id equal to something else. ABC. 3 division, give something else. XYZ. Okay. id equal to div id equal to ABC. Div id equal to XYZ. Okay, so one ID is available how many times? One ID is available one time. ABC is available one time and XYZ is available 3 times. Okay. So we wanted to write the CSS different for first division and CSS different for the last 3 division. ID is same, that is little wrong only. ID should not be same, ID should be different only. Let's go. But understand first how to write the CSS for a ID. That will not be for the division or paragraph or anyone. It will be for a ID only. Whether you call the whether you call for the division or you call for the paragraph, no matter. So we'll go here and we'll write here. Call has ABC. Has used to create the ID in CSS. In CSS, ID you can create with the help of has. In CSS, you can create the ID with the help of has. Now, so whatever you will write for ABC, it will apply for the first division. It will not go for the second and third division. Okay, so right there, height of the division, height of the ABC, 50 px, and margin of ABC, 1% gap from all the side, and background of ABC, something orange color. Okay. It will apply only for first division. It is not going to apply for the all the division. It's going to happen for the first division, not going to happen for remaining divisions. Go ahead next. Check now. Happen only for the first. Remaining divisions are still just like that only. There is no any impact on the XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. Only to happen to whom? ABC. Go ahead next. Now write the CSS for XYZ. As XYZ and write there height of the XYZ. Assume 200, 300. Width of the XYZ. 31.33%. Height, width. Background of the XYZ. Blue color. And margin between two XYZ. 1%. And alignment should be start from left side. That is called float left. Hope ready. Total 3 blocks are coming. XYZ where you call this much property will apply. ABC where you call this much property will apply. Whether it's a div tag, paragraph tag, section tag, no matter. So first one, second division, keep as a P tag. Check is happening or not. Last division, convert into section tag. See it is happening. It will work for all. P is no matter, division section is no matter. Which property you added, that will get applied. Working. Next code then CSS we can write using how many method? 5 method. CSS by tag name created previous example. This becomes CSS by ID. Next we'll create CSS by class. Okay. But this one block we copy from here and paste as an example over there in the developer guide. Copy from there here and paste there as the example in your developer guide.
So,
Hello.
so,
Yeah, tell me.
so what is the difference between section and division, sir?
We are learning still. We have not reached till there.
Yes, okay.
Section and division once we start using after few classes of CSS. Okay, so I did the example. Now, next file you are going to create CSS by class name.html. Create a file css by class name.html, css by class name.html. Will guide you the example of section and division through example only. Wait for some more classes. Once we are entering under the CSS, little as of now, we are understanding just part by part CSS. Okay, part by part, individual property we are understanding. Once we come little inside, then we will integrate with the HTML5 tags and we'll get more idea. Okay, so who created CSS by class name.html? You can take the copy of previous file. CSS by ID you have created. Copy that and paste here. Next, after that, now come to the CSS by class name.html. Inside this file, come down below and first let it be ID ABC. Second one, convert into class and class. Okay, paragraph, division and section convert as a class equal to xyz and xyz. Hope written class. Come here. Instead of hash, put a dot. Using hash, you can create the ID, and using dot, you can create the class. This will also give you the similar output. Okay. Check now, similar or different? Similar and both are similar. Based on ID also look similar. Based on class also look similar. So here we wrote ID we created with the help of hash and class we created with the help of dot. So one difference should be in mind. When we want to create the ID, we'll follow the hashtag. When we create the class, we use the dot. Remaining difference we will write now. Copy this and come to your developer guide. In developer guide, paste here as example. This one. I read how to create the ID with the help of as how to create the class using the dot. Now where to use the ID, where to use the class, we need to discuss. So if working, then come to this file and ID you have written here, write one line definition for that. Where to use? If in one page, one type of design required only one time. Okay. In one page, one type of design you need only one time. Like example navigation, example footer, example left block. Okay. So remember this theory, in one page, one type of design you need only one time, then you can use the ID. In another line right here, under the term of CSS, in one page, one type of design required many times, then we will follow the class. Else what will happen? Okay, in one page, write this theory, I'll design a photo, then I will guide you. So first difference was ID will happen through the hash, class will happen through the dot. Second difference, where to use? In one page, one type of design layout, one type of user interface, you need only one time. Then you can follow the ID. JavaScript will be okay. In one page, one type of design you have only one time, then you can follow the ID, write using same ID, CSS will call, and using same ID your JavaScript will also get call, because JavaScript need unique ID. Okay, JavaScript need unique ID. So in one page, one type of design you need many times, then don't follow the ID. What follow? Class. Keep ID separate for JavaScript. Okay, one ID we can use only one time in one page, so that using the same ID we can communicate with the CSS and we can communicate with the JavaScript also. But one ID if you use many times, then what will happen? CSS will work, your JavaScript will get fail. JavaScript will say ID is 2 times, ID is duplicate, I cannot communicate. Okay, so we'll remember this 2 line. If you remember, you will avoid a lot of mistakes. In one page, one type of design is required only one time, then we'll follow the ID. In one page, one type of design is required many times, then we'll follow the class. Suppose, for example, I will go here and inside a page, suppose you are designing a layout. This is the one section and this is the another section. So both look different. Both look different or same? Both are different. So our theory of the ID and class is, in one page, one type of design you need only one time, then use the ID. One type of design you need one time, then use the ID. So for this you can write a separate ID. For this you can write the separate ID. Using same ID, your CSS will also work, and using same ID, your JavaScript will also work. No need to follow the class. But if in some cases, look at here, this is different. So this will also happen through the ID. This is also different. This can also happen through the ID. because both look similar, but alignment is different. One is coming in the left side, another one is coming in the right side. If you write ID, then it will become problem. Okay, you cannot align properly. So one ID for this, one ID for this, one ID for this, one ID for this, because all look as a different. Using same ID, your CSS will work. Using same ID, your JavaScript will also work. If you are thinking both look similar, I will change both as a different. Now both are different. So ID will not work here. Sorry, ID will work here. Okay, you can write by the ID. Using same ID, you can communicate with the CSS, and using same ID, you can communicate with the JavaScript. Okay, now in between, suppose in between, we want something like this: one block, two block. Here again, one little bigger block. Here again, one more little bigger block. Here maybe one block, maybe two block, maybe three block, maybe fourth block. So in this, these two are look similar. So you can write as a class. ID, leave ID, follow the class so that you can communicate with the CSS. In the future, if you required, you can create the separate ID for the JavaScript. So for these two, you can write a class. Using the class, you can communicate with the CSS. ID will be free. ID will be for whom? For the JavaScript. These two look similar. So again, what will follow? Will follow another class. ID will not give. ID will keep separate for the JavaScript. Again, here these four look similar. So we'll follow as a class. ID will leave. ID will leave. Will reserve for the JavaScript. Okay. So after combining all the logics together, two line came out in one page. If one type of design you need many times, then don't follow the ID. What will happen? It will become as a duplicate. ID will become as a duplicate. In one page, one type of design is only one time, then no need to worry. It's only one time, follow the ID. Using same ID, you can talk with the CSS. Using same ID, you can talk with the JavaScript. Using same ID, you can talk with the Ajax, jQuery Ajax everywhere. Okay. And but if the design is same, then common ID you can't give. You have to write for that as a class. Write a class in CSS and call all the places. All will look same, and ID will be free still. ID will be for whom? For the JavaScript. In the future, once you write JavaScript, then you can apply the ID and make it dynamic. Okay. So here two line. Hope your question. Some people have posted the question before coming to the point. Someone have written here what they have written. ID is two times here since something. Okay. So this is the solution of your question. Your question was why to use ID two times. I'm not asking to use ID two times. I'm saying ID use only one time. But when? If the design is unique. Using same ID, CSS will work. Using same ID, JavaScript will work. Using same ID, jQuery will also work. Okay. If the design is similar, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, then don't write ID. If you write ID, then it will become duplicate. You have to write as a class. Okay, and using that communicate with the CSS using class, and ID leave for whom? For the JavaScript. When the JavaScript will come, give a unique ID for all, and then JavaScript will also work. So here is the final line. If in one page, one type of design is required only one time, then follow the ID, no matter of duplicate. In one page, one type of design is many times, then follow the class. Don't write the ID. ID keep separate for the JavaScript purpose. How to create ID? With the help of hash. How to create the class? With the help of dot. Okay, so we're still here. Next, one more example we can create CSS by parent and child. Last one, and this we'll see some other day. Create one more file, CSS by parent and child. CSS by parent child. Okay, go ahead, create next file, CSS by parent child. CSS by parent child. CSS by parent child dot HTML. HTML open close. It also open close. Style also open close. Come inside the code body. Division open close. Follow the UL tag open close. Follow the li. Keep something home. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About us. Contact us. Login. Register. Services. UL is the parent, li is the child. UL is the parent, li is the child. UL is the parent, li is the child. Now write the CSS first for body tag. Margin 0px. So for body, there will not be any gap. Margin 0px. Then write the CSS for UL tag. Write the CSS for UL tag. UL tag. Padding of the UL somewhere 15px. Background of the UL. Background of the UL blue color. And then write UL space li. Those li that is under the UL. Those li that is under the UL. The color should be white color. Should be white color. And after that, font weight should be bold. And display should be inline. Display should be inline. And then color white, font weight, display inline. And after that, padding of the li should be again similar, 17-18px. Hope written. Check now, become a navigation. So UL is the main tag. Inside the UL we have the li. So we have written the CSS for those li that is under the UL. If you want to test that, to UL li you copy from here and paste outside. To li you copy and paste outside. You will see CSS will not apply for this li. CSS will apply only for those li that is under the UL. Here is the parent. Parent will be first a space child. So CSS will be for li only, but not all li. Only those li that is under the UL tag. Please check once. Happening, not happening. Okay. You will create many examples. Still, this is just to understand how to write different type of CSS. Okay, multiple templates we create. Many are there inside. 10, 11 classes will go. See, I have put 2 li outside. That for them it is not happening. It is happening for this li only. Because this li, internal li is following their parent. And our CSS says apply the CSS for li, but which li? That is under the UL. You are addressing to li, but not directly. Those li that is under the UL. Okay, this way. Okay, so we'll sit again next class and we'll work on. Next class will be on Monday. By then, today I will send you some assignment.